After the Akoish Empire took over Anatolia, this made the countries nearby the Akoish Empire worried that they would lose land as well. Then in Western Europe in 2818 BC, Gaul expanded into the Iberian Peninsula. They founded the city of Antonio in the Atlantic part of Spain. Antonio became a major city in Gaul, and people in Antonio started to think that they could survive without Gaul. These ideas spreaded, and in 2808 BC, the city of Antonio declared independence as the Duchy of Spain. The Duchy of Spain was the first duchy. Unlike kingdoms, duchies were ruled by dukes or duchesses instead of kings or queens. Spain decided to build a castle for their first Duke Colombo. After independence, the Duchy of Spain expanded and took over most of Iberia. In 2803 BC, people started to notice that there was extensive amounts of rainfall in the coastal areas of Europe, Asia, and Africa. In fact, in the Roman city of Venice, the water in the canal started to rise to the street. Rome then decided to build a dam in Venice to stop the water. However, eventually the dam was destroyed in 2793 BC. Then in 2787 BC, Judaic prophets started to say that humans needed to build boats to survive. On these boats there would be animals and people and enough food to survive 1 year. Most nations believed these, so they proceeded to build these boats. However, some of the world did not, such as Pohage and random people in different countries. The countries that did listen were Gaul, Spain, Rome, Greece, Old Zealand, Qin Dynasty, Egypt, Phoenix, Valstan, Greater Samaria, Akoish Empire, Polska, Korea, and the Germanic Kingdom. Meanwhile in 2777 BC, the Qin Dynasty decided to build its first major city. The city was named Dragon City, and the city had city walls made out of bamboo and many houses, restaurants, and more. With the success of Dragon City, the Qin Dynasty built more cities such as Chu, Hanjing, Yujing, and Lu. Sea levels continued to rise, and by 2770 BC, a lot of Africa already was submerged. The construction of the boats then began. It took 10 years, but then all the boats were done. They put animals, humans, and food on the boats. In 2767 BC, the entire world was submerged. However, something interesting happened while the world was 100% flooded. The Spanish had a plan to take over the world by sinking the other boats, which was why they took their army on the boat. They attacked many other boats, but the attacks failed. Then the people on the boats waited for the water levels to sink, and by August of 2767 BC, the waters had lowered back to what it was prior to 2803 BC. When people got out of the boat, they started to rebuild the cities and recover some buildings. However, there was something odd. When Greece went to rebuild their cities in the former Baba Kingdom, they noticed that the ruins south were the same as they were pre-flood.